Sports today are often seen as leisure activities or for social interactions, but that's not how they've always been. Let's take a look and explore of how sports have evolved throughout history. Hey buddy, catch!
Everything has to have a beginning, and for sports, we like to start it off in ancient times, with military training as well as ball games.
The ballgame was used in the Mayan Empire to challenge their opponents without going to war with them, although at the end of the game, one team was usually sacrificed to the gods.
With the ball game, it was just so incredible. They couldn't use their hands, so they had like bump it with their hips and stuff. And with Greek sports, they were just so physical. It was just incredible to watch. It was a spectacle.
The Epic of Gilgamesh, written in Mesopotamia around 2100 BC, gives us one of the first historical records of sports with Gilgamesh engaging in a form of belt wrestling with his peers.
The Greek city-states unified under sports to honor their gods.
The Greek Olympics were held in honor of Zeus.
They used sports for military training. And I mean, in Sparta, they had to fight each other just to get in the military. Now that's dedication right there.
Egyptian sports revolved around wrestling and running. They also tested each of their pharaohs in the Sed festival, which was an obstacle course to test his capabilities. Some pharaohs performed it many times just to be praised by their subjects. Ancient Indian sports used more intellectual skills than physical ones. They created games such as chess and cards to challenge their peers in non-violent competitions. Sports requiring physical skills also existed, like judo and karate, which originated in India and were transferred to other countries. The Chinese way of life heavily influenced their sports. Gymnastics was formed from the military problems of the time, when people valued athletic ability over all else. This sport allowed individuals to prove themselves. Also, an early type of football started as military exercise to teach them good tactics.
During the Roman times, the meaning of sports changed. They began to use them as competitions to show tribute to their gods, as well as being influenced by the Greek Olympics to show athletic prowess over others. Roman sports were greatly influenced by the Greek Olympics. They included events such as running, wrestling, and boxing. Roman sports helped unify the largest empire known to man at the time. They helped people feel connected even though they were separated by great distances. It made people proud to be Roman. These Roman sports also served as entertainment, so when Rome was going through a time of troubles, they were able to use free sporting events to please the citizens. This led to the creation of bread and circuses under Augustus, which eventually led to the fall of the Roman Empire. However, they used the bread and circuses to entertain and distract the Roman citizens by cheering for certain teams or individuals.
One of the saddest and most painful experiences I've ever had to witness was the bread and circuses in the ancient Roman times. It was just, I witnessed it firsthand because I was there. It really just, I cannot describe to you the emotion that was in it. Because they would take innocent civilians and persuade them to watch these violent sports, which they obviously loved, but it's beside the point. The government was collapsing and they were ruining everything.
Romans also used sports as leisure. Roman citizens enjoyed watching races in the Circus Maximus, as well as gladiator and naval battles in the Colosseum. Well, how do you feel about the gladiators?
Wow. Well, they were so poor, they had to fight for their lives in these vicious tournaments, and they slept with lions, for goodness sake. They were fighting for food. If they died, they died. I need to collect myself.
In medieval times, most sports stopped because people were more focused on survival, but knights tournaments were still continued.
The practice of knights tournaments allowed for the continuation of Roman medicine, with approved physicians and surgeons required at every tournament.
After globalization, sports started to affect the world as a whole, not just individual regions separately.
For example, the Olympics became a global competition between all countries. As nationalism increased, it gave a country pride to beat their enemy in the Olympic competitions.
During the Cold War, America loved beating the Russians.
As nationalistic ideals increased throughout the world, countries like Nazi Germany used it to promote themselves as being better than the rest of the world. Nationalism also has an upside. It helps bring many ethnicities and backgrounds together as one in a country like the United States of America.
Modern sports have developed a much different meaning than they did before, with problems arising around stadium building, and safety.
Sports. They're just so amazing in so many different ways. Like baseball. It's so complex, but it's simple at the same time.
Sports have progressively become more violent, minus the Gladiators, and some think that sports like football should have more safety regulations. PEDs and good diets have been used in modern sports to make the players bigger and faster, therefore causing more injuries.
Stadium building makes people think, do they really need extra amenities in their sports stadiums? With little return, they have raised taxes.
Stadiums started to use retractable roofs so that an outdoor sport can be played even if weather does not cooperate. People in Miami have been wondering, do they really need a fish tank in a baseball stadium?
Modern sports bring so much controversy and so much pain. For controversy, the Qatar Stadium situation where they're using slavery and child labor to build stadiums for the World Cup. It's just sad, especially after everything's been abolished. In pain, how many games can the 76ers lose?
Now, walk with me on a journey to see how our peers think about sports. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes.
How do you think sports affected history?
I think they've united cultures throughout the world.
How do you think sports have affected history?
Well, I think sports have affected history because sports have brought people together, fighting for their home state or their team, and it raises morale and raises company pride.
How do you think sports have affected history?
Well, we got Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe.
As sports have progressed throughout time, we have seen everything from military exercises to bloody gladiator fights to nationalistic thoughts. But one thing has not changed, and that is people will keep on playing sports.